a weapon that shrinks into a needle and grows like a pillar of heaven, the Ruyi Jingu Bang. In Sun Wukong's mischievous wrist, the staff is a metaphor for power under control, or for control seduced by power. On one side, the irreverence of the immortal monkey. On the other, the celestial order he mocks, subverts, and defies. In the Western imagination, weapons are functional tools. In the East, they often appear as extensions of destiny, talismans that respond to the hero's temperament and the tide of the world. Born in the myths of Journey to the West, the staff can hide behind the ear like a thorn of light, awaken the tide, cut through storms, and bend entire armies. In some accounts, it carries an absurd weight for any mortal, but in Wukong's hands it is light as a feather, docile as a thought. When at rest, it seems a simple staff. When called upon, it expands to touch clouds and abysses. And, in the end, remember that true strength is knowing, finally, when to slow down.
Qinglong Yanyue Dao, the green dragon blade associated with Guan Yu, the general turned saint of loyalty. If Wukong is creative chaos, Guan Yu embodies the moral axis, justice, righteousness, and the contract between brothers. In markets, temples, and meeting halls, Guan Yu's saber registers trust, inspires courage, and guards against betrayal. Some swear his blade curved like a resting moon, others claim it shone like dragon scales. What you don't know is that the weapon, as we remember it, seems to post-date the chroniclers of the Three Kingdoms. Among merchants, devotees, and martial artists, the blade's presence establishes silent terms: to pay what one promises, to protect those who walk alongside, to face danger without looking away. Guan Yu weighs each gesture, maintains a firm line, and maintains harmony with the blade resting like a crescent moon on his arm.
Xuanyuan Jian, linked to the Yellow Emperor, rises. It is not a blade that cuts only steel, but pretense, a symbol of the mandate of heaven, of the ruler whose power springs from the order of the cosmos. It asserts sovereignty and responsibility, appearing in chronicles as a mystical seal of legitimacy. Its glow is not of blood, but of moral measure. Whoever wields it promises to align human wills with the stars. When evoked, it vibrates not with fury, but with clarity. It weighs words, calms storms, and restores direction. In certain tales, it straightens compasses and placates monsters, as if it held a compass within itself. Other versions say its edge blunts tyranny and sharpens discernment, that it rejects indignant hands, becoming mist. More than a weapon, it is a pact, a straight line drawn in the air, capable of achieving the ambition of office, the glory of duty.
From the fire of the forge are born Ganjiang and Moye, twin swords forged as if dividing a single heart. Love and steel, pact and pride. Legend speaks of nails and hair burned into the alloy, of a blade that returns to its lover, and of another that departs, obstinate, to avenge what the world has broken. They are talismans of couples and omens of rupture, benevolent in vows, fatal in destinies. Some versions say that Moye's spirit sleeps in the steel, guiding the blade like a blood compass. There are stories in which, separated, the twins recognize each other. When they draw near, they sing the vibration that an offended heart understands. If weapons seduce, these disturb the memory. They recall debts, demand loyalty, break promises. Perhaps that is why they are sought after by those who confuse destiny with proof of love. In the end, two lines remain shining in the darkness. One points home, the other to the wound.
Fangtian Huaji, Lu Bu's halberd, is a mounted lightning bolt, a single weapon that seems three, spear, blade, and claw, perfect for the theater of terror. Its iconography is unmistakable: tall shaft, side blade, a sweeping cut that sweeps through ranks. On the battlefield, the halberd combined reach and impact, crowning the warrior as a mobile tower. Against it, thick shields, phalanx discipline, safe distance, and rhythm reading. What you don't know is that the term Fangtian likely arose from later classifications, proof that fear also sharpens in memory. Its brilliance promises victory and punishment, but every lightning bolt needs a conductor. Without skill, it becomes nothing but heavy iron. After fear comes protection, training the mind, spreading the formation, marrying spears with long arrows, reducing space and denying the sweeping branch. Thus the monster finds its limit, and the limit teaches strategy.
The heaven-supported sword, Yi Tian Jian, is less a steel edge and more a verdict. Its power is not just to cut, but to legitimize. Where the Dragon Slayer's saber embodies strength and conquest, the sword judges, weighs character, discipline, and compassion. In the right hands, it becomes as light as a promise. In the wrong, it weighs like guilt. Its prestige arises from what it guards. In the ancient versions, the blade conceals manuals. The secret emerges when the sword is broken, converting the act of destruction into a moral revelation. In both cases, it offers no shortcuts. It points the way to leadership. Thus, it becomes legendary. The scenes in which the secret emerges rekindle ambitions, reorganize factions, and establish Yi Tian Jian as the arbiter between strength and justice. Its silhouette promises protection, not luck, but true, just authority. The blade defeats the enemy. The idea, pride. The Dragon Slayer saber, celebrated in the Qinglong universe, is more than a blade. It is a symbol that promises to decide the fate of the woolen. Forged from ancient iron, cast from historical weapons, and tempered with secrets. What makes the saber legendary is what it conceals. In canon versions, its blade holds clues to the Book of Wumu, a strategic treatise attributed to UFA. In others, it reveals an iron map leading to the sealed manuals. When this knowledge emerges, leaders transform tactics into victory, and the weapon ceases to be merely an object and becomes a historical trigger. Throughout history, the saber disappears, reappears, changes hands, and exacts moral prices. Its reputation grows not by the blood it spills, but by the choices it forces and the hope of justice it summons. The Goujian Sword is a 5th century BC bronze artifact known for its exceptional preservation after a long period of burial. This preservation is attributed to its high tin content, sulfur content, deep engravings, and a tight sealed scabbard, factors that limited oxidation. Inscriptions identify the piece as linked to the King of Ye, associating it with a historical cycle of defeat, reorganization, and subsequent recovery of power. Technical tests record the preservation of a paper-cutting edge, demonstrating the stability of the blade over millennia. In museum and academic contexts, the sword is studied as an example of advanced metallurgy, effective material preservation techniques, and the construction of political legitimacy through objects. The artifact synthesizes technology, durability, and historical significance.